while we're introducing ourselves.
Yeah, hello everybody. Let me turn the music down. My God, tonight is chaos. We're starting with chaos. Hi.
We might end with it too.
Probably end with it. Yes, chaos, because if those of you who've been watching us for a while, you can see that my angle's slightly different. I'm getting everything. Yeah, I'm getting everything kind of set up with a new situation, and I spent the past like 2 hours frantically trying to get everything ready, and now we're here. So hence the chaos. But yes, hello everybody and welcome. We're Story Reckless. Thank you for joining us tonight. I use he, him pronouns. And I'm going to pass over to our players so they can do their intros.
This is Nathan, our DM.
That's my name.
He, him pronouns.
That's my name. Wow. Wow, my
You're
brain.
good. Go get water.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I am going to go get water because, yes. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Please.
My name
Vamp.
is Claire. My pronouns are they, them. And I am playing little creature, goblin ranger, currently very alone.
And my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Jovial Thunder. And I'm playing Lovelace, Centaur Chew Toy. I get eaten by monsters a lot more than is comfortable. Maybe. A lot more than anybody wants. And then I'm saved by my companion. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see if we get to that second part.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. So before we jump into our recap, we just want to go through a couple of announcements, unless you've already done it, Claire, while I was gone. Nope. Okay. So first announcement, we had some big news last week. Claire announced that they are pregnant and that we will, in the foreseeable future here, in the next, probably a couple months, at some point, Claire will be stepping out for a bit. There's another big life event happening. I am getting married in 5 weeks-ish, something like that. Yeah. So I'm going to be out. I am going to be out starting the week of. Oh, I just had my calendar up. I'm going to pull it up really quick. Chaos is the name tonight. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be out starting July 18th, and I'll be out for 2 weeks. Claire and Olive might be doing something in that time. We'll see. I know Olive, you as well, will be out for a bit. You'll be out starting July 25th.
Last week of July.
Yeah, last week of July. And Olive actually will be gone for significantly longer. Do you want to talk on that, Olive?
Yeah, so I will be attending a neuroecology conference in Portugal. And then depending on whether I can get some medical stuff sorted out, I'll be spending a little bit more time in Europe. This time slot is 3 a.m. in Europe, which will make it a little bit awkward for me to participate. So with all of these kind of breaks, we were thinking of we're still kind of trying to figure it out, I think, but there's going to be some amount of downtime between seasons, maybe.
Yeah. And also, if there's stuff you want to see from 1 to 2 of us in any various combination, feel free to put it in chat. Tell us on our socials. Give us ideas. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear?
Yeah, totally. Yes. And we'll see what we can do.
What sorts of things might people suggest? DM prep, video games,
Both
video
of those
games
are achievable.
Of GM prep. Is there a GM simulator?
Oh.
There should be a GM simulator out there where you have to sim GM. You have to prepare for your adventures and stuff.
I guess so. It'd be one of those spreadsheet games. Sorry, I keep looking over here because I'm just making sure. Get a new setup. Yeah, please let us know. We have lots of ideas what we can do, but yeah. And we're still kind of figuring everything out. A lot of this is, it's a little fluid, but except for obviously the wedding date and when Olive will be out. But when Claire will be out is...
My dates are fluid.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I have no control over them.
Yes, you can ask, but it
I
probably
can
won't do
ask.
much. Okay, that was it for those announcements. One more. Our wedding date is not fluid. Yes, I know. That is. Yes, Mara the Ranger is my fiance, so I know it's not fluid.
It's good to hold boundaries, Mara.
Yeah. There is one more thing. I know we're kind of going long in the intro here, but bear with me. I do really want to do a shout out to a good friend of mine, Haley Brown. I really want to promote her Kickstarter that's going to be launching hopefully by Wednesday. It was supposed to launch today, but there was a couple little hiccups, and it looks like it's going to be launching Wednesday. I'm going to put a couple links in the chat. But she is making an oracle deck, kind of like a tarot card deck, for anyone who's interested in something like that. But the artwork is beautiful.
Yes.
I love her artwork so much, and she really is quite an inspiration. Damn it! I had this up, and now I can't find it. Don't you love it when everything goes wrong?
Swimmingly.
Yeah. I had it here. Oh, did I put it in our chat?
Yes,
I
you
am
did.
retrieving
I am
it from chat as we
putting it
Thank
in
you.
the chat right now.
Thank you.
Oh.
So appreciate
Okay.
that. There it is, yes. And there is also a Kickstarter video out already, even though Kickstarter isn't available, but my other good friend Connor Quinto is a videographer, made that video, and it's great. It's really well done. I will have to find that later. But yes, please go check it out if you can. Her art is awesome, and if you aren't interested in the deck, she has a running product that she does, which is a calendar called the Coping Calendar. It has very similar artwork, and just awesome. We have it in our room. We've had it in our room for like the past, 4 or 5 years.
That's where I've seen her art before. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just wanted to promote that because she's out there doing her thing, and she just really inspires me with what she does. So please go check it out. And with that, let's jump into the story as I try to get my head on straight and figure out what the heck is happening here. So, okay. We left off last time with Lovelace and Little Creature continuing their journey through the woods of Sharp Teeth. They found themselves in this blighted part of the woods that seems to have been corrupted by something. Some sort of almost cancerous-like growth, these fleshy tendrils coming up through the ground and going into the trees themselves and seeming to sap the life from them. Little Creature could sense that the entire forest around them was dead in this area. But you got some guidance from Song of the Pleated Woodpecker, the dryad that Little Creature knows. She said that she could sense that this was coming from the south. So you headed south, and upon reaching the edge of the forest, Little Creature, you knew that you were roughly close to actually where the Knoll village is. And you could see it as you got to the edge of the forest. You could see it off in the distance. So you went to investigate it and found that it was abandoned. There was nothing really there, just buildings and ruins, and slowly getting taken over by, or at least at one point were being taken over by the forest, but now everything is dead. This was around sunset. You decided to take a moment and spend a night in the forest to kind of regroup before fully investigating this village. And in the night, you could hear strange things moving through the woods, and Lovelace saw some of those spindly, blighted creatures that looked very similar to the ones that fell off the tree when you had that encounter, moving in the dark. In the morning, you headed for the village, and upon inspecting it, Lovelace had some revelations going through the leftover remains of whatever was left behind here in this village. She saw that these gnolls had this central kind of communal building, and within it there was artwork, there were instruments. These are not the mindless demons, bloodthirsty demons that Lovelace thought they were. As you set out into the further part of the village, a relatively small village, a handful of buildings, you could see there was this one central well in the center of town. And coming out of the well, there was this black goo dripping out of the cracks in the stone. Lovelace went to investigate it, and as you were approaching, you saw a fleshy tendril peer over the edge. You took action, as Lovelace does, and charged towards it, striking out with your short sword, and actually immediately lopping off what you quickly saw was a massive tentacle coming out of the well. And standing over it, looking down into the well, you saw what looked to be almost a massive fleshy throat extending down, filled with numerous teeth of all variety. There were some that looked almost human, there were some that looked more like a carnivore's, and there were some that almost looked like they belonged to herbivores, molars and fangs and canines, all sorts of teeth just extending down. And as you lopped this tentacle off, the mouth reacted, puckering out of the well, getting ready to seemingly try to bite onto you, Lovelace, and combat broke out. Lovelace, unfortunately, was pulled into the well by the mouth and swallowed. Her horse hooves being pulled into this teeth-filled throat. Little creature from a distance was struck by one of the massive tendrils and pulled towards the mouth as well. All of this happening while the spirits that Lovelace has been connected to thus far, she has chosen to channel them to protect little creature instead of channeling them to deal more damage to this beast, this thing, whatever this may be, coming out of the well. So, with that, we can jump right back into this combat here with Lovelace at the top of the round. Lovelace, you are being pulled down into the mouth of this thing. And as you get crushed and pulled in, you feel it pressing in on you, almost trying to constrict you. And you are going to take... that's right. 7 points of bludgeoning damage as it starts to press in on you, and you can feel the teeth grinding into your flesh as it's trying to just massage you down this throat. But that is the start of your turn. What would you like to do, Lovelace?
So that's halved to 3, correct? Since I'm raging.
You're raging, yes.
Yes. So yeah, Lovelace has been in this situation before, being slurped into a monstrous maw. And I think she's just hooves kind of stomping out, trying to find any kind of purchase in the well. And I don't know, frothing at the mouth just a little bit of horse spittle, claustrophobia. This is not where centaurs live. I am not a prey animal, but horses get scared, and I am just lashing out with every ounce of my being. So swinging out with short sword, swinging out with hooves.
Okay.
So mechanically, I'm making an attack recklessly.
Go for it. Yes, because you are currently restrained, blinded, and obviously grappled.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Is it not with advantage? It's just flat.
Just a flat roll. Yeah.
Don't like that. Don't like that. So what would my other option be? Like, would I be making a strength check to get out of this?
Let me see here how the mechanics of this work. Your other option... You could try... I would let you make an athletics check. It's going to be a really high DC, because this thing, it's like all muscle, and it's trying to pull you down. So yeah, I would let you do that. Just the DC is going to be very high.
Yeah, probably not worth it then. I think the solution is violence.
Yeah, and it would be made at disadvantage again, because you're being restrained.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, let's mess it up. Let's go.
Okay.
18, 10, 12.
18, 10, 12.
That's rough.
Only the 18 hits, unfortunately.
Okay, so that is gonna reroll the 3 into a 5, so only 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
That's not great.
Yeah, you are trying to carve into this thing from the inside, and as you start lashing out with your hooves and your blades, most of the blades just kind of catch against those teeth, but you manage to pull your arm with all your strength and cut into it, dealing 12 damage. You do hear this deep rumbling, gurgling, like coming up from below, and it does tense, and you feel it starting to almost push you out, and then it starts to pull you back in. Okay. That was your turn, Lovelace?
That's what I got.
Okay.
Action and bonus action with the offhand swing.
Yeah. Little creature, you're up. You are being gripped by one of these massive tentacles, which is pulling you towards the mouth, which is now... What are you going to do?
Okay. So I am grappled, correct?
Yes, let me see here. You are... I think you are actually also restrained, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
Okay.
grappled and restrained.
Okay.
And it's dripping with that kind of black ichor kind of coming off the tentacles, and you do feel, as it's gripping around you, this like draining sensation. You feel weaker.
Okay. I am going to grab and unsheath my hand axes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go one attack at the tentacle, one attack at the mouth.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens with my bonus action.
Yes, we will.
Okay, here we go. Both of these are at disadvantage. Okay. 17 to hit.
Unfortunately, that just misses.
Okay.
It has a very thick, rubbery hide. Was that the highest one?
No, that was the lower
first
one.
That was the first attack. Okay, yeah.
Nope, that's lower.
Okay. So unfortunately, as you were trying to swing at this thing, it is just crushing you, and you're unable to cut into it. Do you have anything else?
Bonus action. I have so many options. Oh! Hold on.
Yes?
Bonus action Misty Step. Should have done that first.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But yeah, go for it. So you suddenly disappear. What does it look like when little creature Misty Steps?
Little creature simply disappears, and there's like this soft swirl of wind as air rushes into the space that they left, but there's no like magic.
Okay. Yeah, so just a little pop sound as the tentacle suddenly constricts around nothing.
And I will appear here.
Yep, 30 feet. Okay. Excellent. You technically have your movement.
Oh, that's true. And it would probably be good to get even farther away. Probably. These are my thoughts.
Okay, back against the palisade.
All right.
And I'm still within range of
Yes.
my bow.
You go running and press up against the palisade, and it is now it's not a roper, but that's what the token is. It is now the mouth's turn. Little creature, you watch as you run out towards the palisade. Those tentacles try to whip out towards you, and you're just out of range as they into the dirt and kind of slide back.
Yeah.
With that, the mouth itself, you just watch it kind of compress and go back into the well out of sight. So you would probably not be able to shoot it as it pulls itself into the well. And nothing happens to you, Lovelace, at the moment because you're inside of it. But yes, you just see it disappear, and those tentacles are now just writhing up in the air and kind of whipping out towards you, trying to reach you, but you are out of range. Lovelace, at the start of your turn, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as it continues to crush you and pull you further down, reduced to 4. And now it's your turn.
So Nathan,
Yes.
I'm going through my inventory. I'm going through my features. What are my options?
Oh no.
I have a charm of heroism listed from my little flower
Oh, of
barter.
course.
Yeah.
How does that work?
That is a good question. I don't think I actually ever gave you how that worked. Sorry. Yeah, let me pull up. I believe it's like, hold on. I gotta look up charms, which are supernatural gifts. There it is.
It'd be great if I could use this as a bonus action right now.
That, yeah.
I would just love that.
It gives you the benefit of a potion of heroism as an action.
Okay.
You do have to use an action.
Okay.
And a potion of heroism, for 1 hour you get 10 temporary hit points, the last 1 hour, and you are under the effect of a bless spell. No concentration required for the same duration, so for an hour.
Wow.
So those are the two things you get with that, but you'd have to use you would have to use your action to tap into that gift.
Okay, I think that's worth it. Yeah.
Okay. So, man, I don't know what this looks like. It was given to you by the little spirit that gave you the flower hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had an idea, but yeah, if you have one.
Okay, if you have an idea.
I think that the little flower hat that you have on your head, even though it's getting wilted and crushed inside of here, it suddenly just kind of like wraps around your head and you feel like a shock, and then it just dissolves and kind of like falls around you inside of this mouth.
Or is it like a spacesuit helmet like around my head and this like splunking thing?
I like that. Yeah, sure. It kind of extends and wraps around like a mask, and then two little eye holes appear in the petals as it's like wrapped around. So now you have this like weird mask thing on with the little stem coming out and these like pink petals wrapping around your head. And
I think the eye hole, it's not actually eye holes. I think the flower has just like developed to this pattern, kind of like a Rorschach just like kind of like a face pattern on my face. It looks very fey-like and strange in this world of dust.
Yes, I like that, and somehow you were able to see through this. But yes, go ahead. So that was your action.
Yeah, so that's 10 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm. And you get a D4 added to attack rolls and saves.
And with this thing's 18 AC, that's going to be just stellar.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your turn?
I can't attack with a offhand bonus.
I don't think so.
Okay. Bonus action.
I think you have to. I think that
Take
only
the attack action.
Yeah, you have to take the attack action. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my only other bonus action is raging, and I'm already raging, so I think we're done here.
Okay. Excellent. Then next up is little creature. So yeah, little creature. The tendrils are trying to reach towards you. They can't. But the mouth is now gone.
Okay. So I know where the mouth is, but I can't see it.
Correct.
So it would still be a disadvantage.
it's full. It's like behind full cover. You like wouldn't even be able to hit it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Even with a bow, if I'm like going up.
Oh, that's fair. I guess you could. Sure, yeah. Disadvantage. I mean, I'm gonna give it the +5 for 3/4 cover just because you're. Well, I'm trying to think. I guess
Well,
disadvantage. Yeah, sure. Disadvantage. You can try to arc the arrow.
Uh-huh.
That is
Okay.
how bows work.
And when has Dungeons and Dragons been, accurate with how weapons work? But I'll take it.
Yeah.
At disadvantage,
I'll try it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, first one. No. Second one. 18?
That's exactly what you needed.
Okay. Cool. Great. Fantastic.
Is this fight just gonna like lose all steam because Lovelace escapes? Did you just stand off to the side?
So that is 16 points of piercing damage.
Holy shit.
Crap! Wow.
I'm really good with a bow.
My goodness. Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, the arrow just goes. So the first one goes long and lands on the other side of the well, and you just slightly adjust, let the arrow go, and it down into the well, and you suddenly just hear a as the tentacles start writhing. You do see the tentacles. They start to curl over and kind of form like a protective dome over the mouth.
It's like a
Okay.
barnacle.
Bonus action, I'm going to do Planar Warrior.
What's
Okay.
that?
What is that?
So I'm going to, I think actually with that second arrow that hit,
Mhm.
there was a little spark of pink at the tip of the arrowhead that plunged down in there, and now the mouth is like emitting this like hot pink glow a
Okay.
little bit. So next time I hit it, all damage is force damage, and I add a D8 to the attack.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Wait, I'm not within 30 feet. Never mind, I can't do that.
No. Okay.
New class, who dis?
Yeah. So
It's
there's
like the arrow is like sparkling with like this energy, like until it's 30 feet away from
30
you.
feet away from me, just vanished. Yes. I think that's the end of my turn in that case.
Okay. Shit. You are out of range of this thing. Yes. It is just going to, all of those tendrils are going to come in and form like a little dome over the mouth, trying to protect it itself. That is. Let me see here. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Right. Okay. Little creature. You hear kind of a ripping, cracking sound to the north as you look over, I guess, to your left, and and you see there's a large dead tree sitting there in
Oh,
this
no.
Oh no.
village, and you watch as one of the branches seems to, and it peels off, and another one peels off as two bundles kind of, and then writhe up into strange humanoid forms dripping with the black goo, and you can see these little pink fleshy tendrils where they popped off kind of pull into the tree.
Ew.
So I'm gonna roll initiative for these guys.
And I was really hoping we could do the like Skyrim boss thing of just like hide behind like the level geometry and just snipe at them.
Right, yeah. Okay, so they got a 6, so they'll go next. Or they'll go when it gets to their turn. All right, Lovelace, you are up.
So kind of like with
you take right at the beginning of your turn, you take another another 8 points, so 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you're being crushed by the mouth.
Okay. Thank goodness for temp HP. And so I think like with like I can like suddenly breathe again. Just this space. Lovelace feels around, just like kind of reaches out with the senses of this kind of like spiritual ability and like says, okay, I can see the like lines of power of this thing. I can see the well beyond it. If I hit right here, so I'm gonna take a full attack again.
Okay.
Recklessly.
Okay.
So flat. 25, 21, and 11.
Yeah. The two
and that's
of
without
those,
the blesses.
Yes, two of those hit.
So that's that, and I'm going to re-roll that one. So 23 piercing damage.
Okay. With that, you feel it shudder and rumble as you suddenly see these. It's almost like pulses of light go out, and you just see the outline of the interior of this space. You're able to kind of see in this darkened space that, for moments, kind of the bless allowing you to do so. And you're able to carve into the sides of it. There's a rumble and a shudder as it kind of pulls in on you, and it now needs to make a save. Here we go. It's gonna make a con save. Maybe. Okay, stop rolling. Roll over here and do it manually. No, it fails. Okay, so Lovelace, you feel it rumbling, and suddenly you feel yourself getting shot upwards as the muscles quickly eject you out of the mouth, and you get flung out of the mouth and land 10 feet away. And you are prone as you fall down onto the ground, covered in goo. Yeah.
Lovelace!
And you're down on the ground now. Okay.
I think Lovelace tries to respond, but just like the fire translates it to just like these like weird like panpipe flute noises.
Awesome.
So it's just like do 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 do.
That's awesome. As this like centaur sitting there looks up with this strange Rorschach flower mask, and then little pan flute noises start coming through. You do have your movement, Lovelace, so you are prone right now. You'd have to use half.
Let's stand up. That seems fine.
Okay.
Half movement. God, what would I do with more movement?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Let's move 25 feet away from this thing.
Okay, go for it.
Just like trying to make distance.
Okay.
So like back up against this wall.
Yeah, alright, so you back away, pushing yourself against that wall, getting ready for what comes next, and little creature, you're up.
Okay. Bonus action hide in those bushes would be lovely.
Yeah, okay, go for it. So you jump into the bushes.
Natural 20 for 30.
You disappear.
And then go for 2 more attacks against the mouth.
Okay, so with the tendrils over the top,
are the tendrils still there since it just spat me out?
Yeah, I mean it would like and then pull them back. Okay. You would have to probably destroy one of the tendrils first. So basically if you were to fire, it would just hit right into a tendril.
The tendril?
Yeah. So you could if you destroy one of the tendrils, that will give you an opening to then fire another arrow and try to hit the mouth.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay? So you're gonna aim for a tendril first?
Yeah.
Alright, this
And this should be a straight
roll because it is out of the well.
Okay. 18 again.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
So that is 11 points of piercing.
Okay. That is... Yeah, that's just enough. As you... the arrow sinks into this tendril, it seems to kind of retract in with the pain, and the arrow kind of snaps, and it just goes into a weird little bud. But now there is an opening as the other three try to make room to cover that spot, but there's an opening now, so you could do disadvantage.
Okay.
Fire into the exhaust port.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, yes. 24.
Yes. Wow, with disadvantage, amazing. Yes.
I rolled a 17 and an 18.
Yes, that definitely hits.
And then we have 12 points of piercing.
Nice.
Woo. Okay.
You're good with that bow.
All right, awesome. So, yeah, the arrow goes right between the gap, just as the tendrils try to cover that spot, and you hear another, and the tendrils all kind of jerk and vibrate from the pain. All right, little creature, is that it for you?
Then I am going to run. I'm going to run here.
Okay. Pushing up against the building there. Next up are the Blights. They will use 30 feet of movement and dash to get up. Actually, that was 40 feet, so this one could go there. And that one actually had 30 feet of movement. It can get right up to you.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
And so it'll make this with advantage. I mean, these guys are kind of... 18?
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. You only take 4 points of slashing damage. Oh, I do need you to make that con save, though.
Oh no!
Yeah.
As it slashes into you.
Okay, that's good. That's 19.
Okay, you're fine. Your kind of stomach churns a bit, but you
I
shrug
also
off
need to
whatever that was.
maintain concentration. Yes, that's also fine.
Okay. Lovelace, you are 35 feet away. Nice. Okay. All right.
Nice.
It is
Very
the
good.
insatiable Maw's turn. Okay, it's going to. It has 3 tendrils. You do see that one that retracted in appears once more, but it regrows. But the other 3 can all try to swipe at you, Lovelace. So here we go. First one.
And they have advantage since I attacked recklessly.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Okay, whatever. I gotta roll all these manually because the little extension isn't working, which is fine. Here we go. Did I roll? Did I roll a 3?
See a
Roll a
3.
3. Cool. So that will definitely miss with a 10. But a natural 16 should hit. So the second tendril hits you, Lovelace, and tightens. You feel some of that black ichor splash against your flesh. Make a con save for me.
Oh, I was safer inside the maw. Con save is +6. Let's go. I'm gonna be 300 pounds, 15.
You're fine. Okay, so it hits you with one of the tendrils. You are grappled and restrained, and it now is going to use Reel. It can pull you 25 feet towards it, so not quite up to the mouth, but you get pulled back to where you were as it drags you across the ground, the other tendril whipping in the air. Yeah. It was scary. Just quick save and reload. All right, Lovelace, you're up. You were being
Well,
grappled and
oh
restrained.
no, it's outside of a 5-foot range. What will I do? I got a pike, baby.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
sheath the. I only get 2 attacks here
Okay.
because I don't. I was gonna charge. This doesn't give me my charge bonus, does it? As a centaur?
Hell no.
Okay.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. Oh, at the top of the round also, that tree, you see 2 more branches pop
Don't
off
like that.
as
No, thanks.
little pinky tendrils pull inside. Okay, Lovelace, go ahead.
Okay. Attacking. Do I get advantage this time? attack
So you are restrained, so it would be at disadvantage if you attack recklessly, straight roll.
Okay. So let's just roll 2 pike attacks. 24 and a nat 1.
Well, nat 1 definitely not. 24 does hit, yes.
Gonna re-roll that too. It becomes a 10. That's nice. 16 piercing damage.
Lovelace,
No way.
what does it look like?
Okay.
As you...
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like grabbed me
Yeah.
with this like with this like tendril, like it's pulling me towards it.
Yeah.
And you said I don't get this charge attack. However, I say that I'm gonna use the momentum of it like
Sure.
pulling it towards me, or like me towards it. I just like have it's like readying a pike against a cavalry charge, only I'm moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like am like held above it by its like these like writhing tentacles. And like it like pulls me in and like kind of like at the joint of one of these like tendrils, like you said, it was like
Yeah.
had places to like pull in. There's just like a soft spot, and I see that chink in this like kind of like fatty armor,
Mhm.
and I just drive this pike all the way down, like with all of the like spiritual weird energy. I forget what all of like Pileated Woodpecker was calling it. And I just like think about all of the people that I want to protect,
Mhm.
and all of the people that I have failed to protect in the past. I think Lovelace's failures are flashing before her eyes, and that
Yeah.
luckily in this case steadies her resolve. After that nat 1, it's just like she flinches, like, but then kind of like takes a like second breath,
Mhm.
and just like lets it out. And like in that like breath letting out, I think, I don't know, this creature perishes in whatever way
Well,
it does.
Yeah, I mean, it sinks in, and you hear an awful rumbling gurgle as it, and as you let that breath out and kind of relax into it, you feel the pike sink, and you just see that ethereal light kind of course through your arm and down through the pike into this creature, this thing. As it starts to quiver within the well itself. And you see arms, ghostly arms, coming out of it and grabbing onto its sides and pulling, and where they pull, the flesh itself seems to pull apart, releasing like spouts of black goo. And as they do, the entire mouth is pulled down further into the well until eventually it just collapses in on itself with one final and a kind of spout of black goo just out the top of the well, and all the tendrils go limp. The blights are still active. It doesn't seem to stop them, but this central growth is currently destroyed. And Lovelace, you are released from that tendril kind of clopping onto the ground as it was holding you above it. Okay, Lovelace, that was... actually, you have your movement now because you were released, if you wish to move.
Heck yeah. So I don't know where little creature is. I think like in that like pulse of just being connected to the world around me, I can just like feel their presence.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm just gonna like take off galloping my 50 feet of movement, I think.
Okay. Go for it.
Let's see.
And little creature, you're on deck.
Yeah, I think like right here.
Okay. And as you go charging over there, little creature, you hear hooves galloping across the dirt. It is now your turn with these two twisted stick monsters harassing you.
Hand axes 1 and 2.
Go for it.
14 to hit the first one,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and that's 8 points of piercing.
So the first one is destroyed.
And natural 20 on the second, but I rolled a 1 on the die, so 8 points of piercing.
It's still enough. It's still enough. Both of them are just chopped in twain and fall to the ground. Is that it for you, little creature?
I'll move here, I guess, and like whirl around the building. And okay, it is Lovelace. Hey, you're okay? Okay. I just kind of like do exactly that.
As you're doing that, you hear scrambling across the ground as these blights come. That strange like rolling motion of movement as they come rolling up to you, and they will. I mean, they'll both go for a little creature in this moment. That was like the last thing that they saw. So, a 6 will not hit.
No.
And an 8 will not hit. So they definitely don't hit. And Lovelace, you are up. Go ahead. You can
I
roll.
killed them.
Yeah. Go. I mean, this. Can you? You would have to roll a natural 1 to not kill them, right? I don't know. I don't know what your bonus is.
I'm just gonna roll my attacks.
Yeah. Let's see.
Dirty 20, dirty 20, and 23.
Yeah. So you just trample these things down.
Where were those rolls when I was in the maw?
And they are all trampled down into mush onto the ground. And in this moment, as you kind of come to a stop, and silence comes over the village, nothing else seems to stir.
I think Lovelace is a little terrifying in this moment. She has her pike dripping with ichor, like this black ooze, just like held out at like a 30-degree angle, and just like looking down at little creature, just like majestic and biological in a way that like Lovelace hasn't really been before.
You do see, little creature, though, as your rage fades, Lovelace, the kind of almost like web of that ethereal light at the base of her feet retracts in and then eventually dissipates.
Pulls the mask off, just like peeling it, like peeling an egg, and it just kind of like wilts, I think, once it's not really connected anymore. Lovelace holds it out, or like just like holds it in her hand and like looks down. I didn't like that, but Well, creature, if you know what's happening to me, I'm being connected to something, and I would please. What's happening? What is this?
Okay. So I don't know what the flower hat growing was about.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that before.
But the lights, the river, the network.
Yeah. Well, that's the world. Or part of it. Its essence, sort of? Let me double check my notes real quick so I don't give you false information. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Taure Varna, like everything else, is, a single entity with many parts. And somehow, I'm not entirely sure how you ended up getting, pulled into that. Because normally it's only people who are, here and part of us, but you said you hadn't been in here before, but you hit a tree once.
Can I meet these other people?
Well, you have been.
Who are connected to it?
Yeah.
Are you connected to it?
I was. And Song of the Pileated Woodpecker was. I don't know why we're alone anymore, or why we're alone now when we weren't before, really, but it has something to do with the Blight, I guess.
Okay. Sorry for, I don't know. Seems like this thing means a lot to you. And I feel like I'm just trampling around, using it for my own purposes, for wrestling matches, for God's sake.
Well, you're just a kid, you don't really know what you're for yet and how to do stuff, but you're figuring it out.
I think Lovelace laughs at this. I've not been called a kid by anybody else for a while.
Oh,
I guess you're right, though.
honestly, you seem like I don't know, adolescent at the best.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate you.
Oh.
I need to sit down for a second. And her arm is just trembling as this adrenaline leaves her, as the rage leaves her, as the wounds of being chewed on kind of set in. You said there was something here. Was that it? Did we?
I look over my shoulder at the well. Yeah, there's something wrong with the well. I mean, probably besides the fact that it was growing teeth. I don't think water usually grows teeth.
In Baldur's Gate, maybe sometimes, but I wouldn't expect it here.
The place you're from sounds awful.
Yeah. I cannot dispute it.
Do you want to sit here, or do you want to go look at the well, or do you want to do something else entirely?
Let's just go over to the well. Maybe you can take a look at it. I'll just catch my breath.
Okay.
I think Lovelace kind of leads them over. and then just kind of like collapses in the dust, kind of like a little ways off, not wanting to look down into that maw again. She's
Okay.
had her fill.
Yeah. And little creature, are you going up?
I'm gonna sneak up and peer over because I don't like this.
Go ahead. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
16.
Okay.
So I'll like come up and like peer up and over very quietly.
Okay. So you pull yourself up onto the stone.
Oh, I don't touch it.
You don't touch it. Okay.
No.
It's gonna. You're pretty small, right?
Oh.
How tall are you? This is a made for
3,
gnolls. So
3'6"? Yeah, I'm 3'6".
yeah, I mean,
I'm tall for a goblin.
you're probably gonna have to get up on the stone to look down the. It's probably
Okay.
the edges of the well, or maybe like a little lower than hip height on a average person. Maybe almost at hip height. So yeah, you're gonna have to Okay, get up on the stone and peer down. Looking down into this well. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, actually, as you're doing this.
15.
Looking down into the well, you see that the kind of organic, fleshy mass is collapsed in on itself, and it is this kind of disturbing, like pinched in flesh bit with little teeth coming out, and the little tendrils are they're not little, but the large tendrils some of them are still lying limp outside of the well. One of them is slowly, like, you can hear it kind of like just sliding down the edge as the weight of it is carrying it inside. But you notice that it appears to be that whatever this was is kind of rapidly, like, almost decomposing and like just turning into soft black goo.
Okay.
You also see, like, where the mouth is kind of closed in on itself, poking out from like one of the creases is what looks like a wooden handle to something that's still intact, and it has like some ornate carvings throughout the handle, but it's sort of like caught in the crease of the mouth. It does have the parts you can see that are not covered in black goo. You can tell it's wood, but there's still black goo like dripping all over it.
I come back out. Lovelace, do you have a vine?
On a rope.
Sure.
Unpack it from my equipment.
I will tie it around myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in there. There's something down there.
Okay. I'll hold on to this rope.
Okay, if I scream, can you pull hard?
Yeah, I can do
Okay.
that.
Okay. So I'm gonna climb it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a athletics check with advantage to climb down the well.
Wow, that's terrible. 0.
With advantage?
I rolled 2 2s.
I think Lovelace, what happens is, like, little creature throws the rope to you, and as you're still kind of recovering from this, they're so light that you don't notice that they.
I'm 108 pounds.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're heavier now. Well, okay. So they start going down the side, and little creature, it is very difficult as you're trying to, like, carefully go down the side of this well towards this decomposing mouth, and you are not used to this weight. you start to feel your arms tremble when you're about halfway down, and you suddenly have this horrible moment of, uh-oh, and your arms just give out. Lovelace, you were lowering them like there was still some slack, so as they fall, there's a bit of give. Yeah, and you try to catch them, but little creature, you were close enough that you just into the gooey mass of this mouth with like a disgusting plop. You don't take any damage, luckily, but you get covered in black ichor. I need you to make a con save as you just into this.
Dirty 20.
Okay, you're fine. It's a horrible sensation as your stomach roils, your skin itches.
That doesn't sound fine.
But the wooden handle is right next to you as you kind of recover and look over, and it's just sticking out of the mouth. You grab onto it. Okay. You pull it out, and it kind of slides out of the mouth, and it looks like a wooden fan. Like it is collapsed in on itself like this. Like you could, yeah. And if you do that, it and kind of ichor sprays. It looks like it's fine though. Like it's not damaged. It's definitely dirty, but it is not damaged.
I don't know that I know what this is.
I doubt it. Do you know what a fan is? It looks like a big, broad leaf, I guess. But
yeah.
It's clearly clearly like made.
Someone tried to make a leaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creature! Are you okay?
Yes! Pull me up! Ah! I said I'd scream if you would.
You're
pull
not
me
holding
up, I
onto the
scream.
rope. You let go.
It's around my waist. What?
Oh, okay. I start pulling it up. I thought you were just holding on to it.
Okay, Lovelace, go ahead and make an athletics check as you're like pulling little creature up.
Yeah. Okay.
A child.
That's. I rolled a 3, so that's a 10.
Okay. You pull little creature up. Little creature, you are kind of slamming against the wall the whole time, trying to like get a foothold, but you just
See, it doesn't matter if you're tied to it. You still need to hold on and control yourself. Otherwise, you're just gonna go thump thump thump
up the side of the wall.
Have you just like got like a potato sack and like tip it up? You're just like, this is my life now.
I'm coming up like butt first because the rope's around my waist.
Over the edge and just into the dirt. But yeah, you made it out. I will say, no, you're fine. A 10 was fine. You make it out.
Someone made a leaf and threw it down there. I don't know.
The fan whips open, and you see it, Lovelace, you obviously recognize it is a fan, like for.
I think she just like kind of, it's like picking up like tongs and you like click them together. I think it's like pick up the fan, just like wave it like a couple times.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Look something up. I mean, it's just a fan.
It's just a fan? Okay, great.
I think I know what this is, and I'm very excited about it, and that little one has no idea.
Yeah, same.
Where the heck do I find this, though? Hold on. There it is. Okay. You wave it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You start to wave it, and as you do, the wind coming off of it is incredibly strong. It's like, and it blowing your hair back, and you notice that like on the edges, the two like runner rods, I guess, that are on the outside that are not covered in the paper or fabric. You see what look to be little runes that kind of like in sequence they start to they don't go fully up to the top though, but they seem to be like activating as you're doing that. So you suspect that this is probably some sort of magical item, and if you were to put your will into it, I guess, as you fan it, something might happen.
Oh, this thing's got some kick.
Lovelace's hair is just like
All right. Well, I do not know why this was down there. Let's get you cleaned up.
It was so gross.
Yeah. Same, honestly.
Yeah.
There's no water for like anywhere that on our travels, was there?
We found some water like a couple days
yeah,
ago.
we did. That gross pond.
well,
Oh,
but
there's also the gross pond.
there was also where the forest spirit was. There was a little spring bubbling.
Oh, but
up
that's
out of
like
the rock.
way back.
It's like a couple days.
Yeah.
Well, so what I felt in here was like instability. I don't know if that's gone or not. I didn't really get underneath the mouth.
Well, maybe it seems to be rotting away pretty quick. We could take a breather, see what happens, see if it clears up. Take a better look at it in a little bit.
Okay. Can we go back into the woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have to warn you, I did see more of those blights walking around in the woods last night. They didn't notice us. The woods aren't totally safe out there.
I'd rather be in the woods.
All right, we can do that. I think without like having a conversation about it, Lovelace just kind of like scoops up the little creature.
Oh,
Little creature, as Lovelace picks you up, you feel that warmth coming off of her, and you kind of feel that a spark of a connection as you are scooped up off the ground.
I will absolutely accept the ride and just kind of bury my face in her hair as we go back into the wood.
Okay. Yeah, easy.
I'm
enough.
having some weird maternal feelings that make Lovelace uncomfortable and guilty. But also it's nice.
Okay. Yeah, you easy enough. You go back into the woods. What's the plan? Are you gonna go find somewhere to take a short rest?
Yeah, I think probably like our same campsite.
Okay, yeah,
Just,
that's
like, something
easy
that's
enough.
familiar.
Yeah, it's about like a quarter mile away. You trot off, and about 20 minutes later or so, you come upon, or probably less than that, you come upon the little divot in that kind of fetid pond.
Yeah.
But it is slightly out of sight as you go down in there, and you can see the remnants of your ashes from your fire.
I think Lovelace is just gonna be like, okay, like let's actually take a breather. We've like cleared out, I don't know, hopefully like a source of badness in this area. I don't know how any of this works. Let's just have a hot meal and like try to wipe ourselves off with like rags as best we can.
I think
Okay.
once we get there, I will roll around in the leaves a bit and dust myself off.
It's a dust bath.
Sure, yeah.
And then go back and just be against Lovelace.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you roll around in the leaves and the dust and get this goo off. You now are like, you know, it kind of all clumps together and eventually like comes off of your skin. But yeah, you are a very dusty little goblin
That's fine.
with like black smudges kind of in areas that are a little sticky still, haven't
That's
fully
less
come off.
fine.
Yeah. But you manage to get yourself as clean as possible. All right. So you're both just gonna do a little short rest here.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Spend some hit dice to get back up to full.
Before you start rolling hit dice,
Mm-hmm.
as you
There's
are.
another map.
What was that?
There's another map.
What do you mean? There's another map?
I'm seeing it with my eyes.
What? Oh, because of. Oh, did I move you to the map? Oops. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
mean
we're
to
on the
do
map.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're the bad guys.
Yeah, oops, I didn't mean to do that. My bad. Well, yeah, as you're nestled in there, you do hear movement through the brush coming towards you. Probably, let's see here. Oh yeah, you both have the same. So yeah, you both hear it, and you look off towards the east, and you hear this movement through the brush, and looking up over the lip of this little divot that you're in, you see about 6 of these strange, spindly humanoids just kind of making their way through the forest as the soft earth and mulch under their feet is kicked about. These ones look a little different. You notice one is very or 2 of them are very ropey, and you see that it's almost like vines, but you can see that hint of pink under it, as whatever plant matter was there seems to have been mixed with this strange flesh-like substance. You also notice 4 other ones that are covered in barbs that are coming out of the roots and vines coursing through their body. These 6 figures haven't noticed you as they're working their way through the forest. What do the 2 of you do?
Lovelace instantly crouches. It's like a deer hiding, like
Okay.
a deer fawn.
Okay. So you get down, little creature. What do you do?
Yeah, I also cower down into the
Okay. Go ahead and
divot there.
go ahead and both of you make stealth checks as these creatures are moving through the woods.
23.
12.
12. Okay. I'm not gonna have you on that map right now, just in case. We'll see. Maybe you won't have to fight. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to, as they are searching around. Okay. These figures are fanned out as they're moving through. One of the more ropey vine-like creatures drops down into this lower pit area with the fetid pond. The other ones are kind of curving around on either side of this little divot. And this strange vine-like mass, the underneath where the feet would be, you see that weird locomotion they have. That's this rolling, continuously moving batch of tendrils and roots and pink flesh. It rolls through the fetid pond water, kind of pushing it aside, looking to the left and right. You see it go up to one of the dead trees, and its vines sort of shoot out and dig into the tree.
No.
And then it releases, looks about. It's weird, amorphous face. There's not really any eyes to speak of. Just a bunch of knotted roots and flesh kind of pass over where the two of you are, but not noticing you. And its head sort of twitches. And then it continues to roll out of this pond and up the other side of the embankment as you hear all around you the other figures moving through the brush. And you hear them periodically stop and kind of the sound of bark.
I would like to shoot that one.
Okay, the one that was down in the pond and is going up over the embankment. Okay, let me get this set up then.
So novel to have not me.
Yeah, not you. You do the attack. I'm just gonna kind of arbitrarily set these up in spots because they're kind of moving through. Okay, so this will be made. This will be made with advantage since you were hidden.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 on the first one, so.
Oh my God.
Dead.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
That's 18 piercing damage.
Okay. The arrow lets loose, and it sinks into the back of this thing. It all like tenses, and all the vines you see they weirdly bend backwards and like go into the arrow, trying to pull it out. It's not dead, but it is like crippled over. Or,
I will go
crumpled
for my
over.
second one.
Yep.
Yes. 26.
Definitely hits.
8 points of piercing.
That's how many hit points did I have left? Here, I'll move the scene over so folks can see. You literally have 8 hit points left. Okay, yeah, with that second arrow, it sinks into it, and suddenly all of the ropey vines just go limp into a pile, and you see black ichor starting to ooze out from the mass. All of the movement around you suddenly stops. And looking across the way, you see one of those barbed figures, its hand buried in a tree, turn and look in the direction of its fallen companion. They still don't notice you yet. That one does notice the one that has fallen dead. So it's looking at that one, and you see it starting to turn and look around. But Lovelace, what do you do? The one that's looking around is 30 feet away.
I think Lovelace is shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Just like was like laser focused on them, and then like just like hearing this whoosh whoosh, and just looking just for a moment to be like, okay, and sees this one looking, and just like quick like underhand chucks 2 javelins.
Okay, go for it.
Do
Oh yeah, javelin range is 30 feet, so you're good.
attacking recklessly.
Mm-hmm.
Crit and a 17.
Both those hit.
And re-rolling a 1 into a 5, so 23 damage.
That's amazing. So the 2 javelins go sailing across the pond and just impale this thing, and it falls on its back, unmoving. It is destroyed. At this point, there are more of these blights in the area. You hear behind you, Lovelace, just as you finish throwing, you hear a scraping of wood, and look over your shoulder, and behind the big tree there that's just behind you, you see one of those creatures pulling out from the edge, hearing the sound, and it does spot you. As it does, its head starts to twitch, and you just hear this strange, like, and you see little bursts of, like, fine particulate kind of come off of it and drift through the air, and you start to hear all around you. Both of you roll initiative, and we'll just see what happens here. These things aren't terribly strong, as you've noticed, but
We've also rolled very high on those 2 attacks.
it is true.
4.
4. Okay. There we go. Oh, that one gets to go. That's fun. All right, and Okay, so Lovelace, you got a 4, and Little Creature.
19.
What's your dex total?
Dex is 18.
Okay, yeah, you get to go first for sure. Okay, yeah, Little Creature, what do you do?
Stop hurting us!
And I'm gonna fire this one.
That one, okay, go for it.
And I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I need to hit it first, but I'm gonna do favored foe. Whoop. First one. That's not fantastic. 14?
14 hits.
Okay, cool. So I will do favored foe on that. 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay, with that first strike, it collapses in on itself and crumples to the ground.
Oh, okay. Well, then this one.
Okay, for it.
That's
So strong.
a 21 to hit.
Okay,
With
that hits, yeah.
13 points of piercing.
13 points, okay.
13 points of piercing damage.
Okay. It sinks into it. It's still standing. It's kind of writhing, this strange bundle of roots and flesh. Alright, is that it for you, Little Creature? Are you gonna move?
I'm gonna dart behind this. Yeah, this tree here and hide with my bonus action.
Okay.
22, 21,
Okay, yeah.
21.
Yeah, so you dart behind that tree and Lovelace Little Creature disappears. Alright, it is now the Needle Blights. They get to go. Yeah, so they are going to move up. This one is going to skitter off to the side. Let's see if they're still... Yep. Sure. Well, that one has to move up one more square, so it kind of drops down into this pit. And you watch the barbs on the like bark and roots of this thing dripping with that black goo suddenly kind of extend outwards and then fire towards you, Lovelace.
Oh no.
So, here we go. A 22 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
and a 14 to hit.
That does not hit. That
Okay.
just misses.
So with that, with one of them, you suffer from 12 points of piercing damage. You aren't
Shit.
raging yet, are you?
I am not.
Yeah. So that these barbs suddenly just shower around you, and multiple of them sink into your flesh, and you feel a burn. Make a con save for me.
What? Maybe I want to make a con save for myself.
Oh,
Just for once. 23.
yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're shrugging it off like nothing. All right, that was their turn. It is now the Vine Blight's turn. What could this guy do? This guy has something fun. Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, that's fun. So can move up to you, Lovelace, as it's churning up the mulch under its feet, darting towards you. Those vines suddenly shoot out from under it, and you watch as they start bursting up all around you in the soil. And it's going to use Entangling Plants. So vines and what you thought at first were vines and roots, you... Oh, actually, that's interesting. Oh. That's kind of fun. Okay, you see its tendrils shoot into the earth, and there's a little bit of weak life as the dirt kind of ruptures and rumbles, and you see like a limp, fleshy tendril sort of flop out and then immediately just go limp and dead. So it happens all around you under the earth as these things are trying to reach up and grasp around you, and then they just kind of fall limp. And you see this thing is just kind of shuddering. And it can't use its ability. So
Why not? What's going on?
So it can't do that. And that means that it used its action. So there we go. So Lovelace, you're up.
Lovelace is confused, but not too confused to murder.
Okay.
So let's use the pike from where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So pike attacks. First off, let's rage. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Pulse of light.
recklessly attacking. 25 to hit.
Yep, that definitely hits.
11 damage.
Okay, it's still standing.
Then 13 to hit.
That just hits.
And so that is going to reroll a 2, which becomes a 9, 15 more damage.
Yeah, and so with that second swipe of your pike, or you jab into it, and as you pull out, it just kind of bursts around the head of your pike and just falls into a pile of tendrils. It is destroyed.
Okay. And is there any way I can clear this pond?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
you could run through it. It's not terribly deep.
I
Or
don't
you,
want to, though. It's gross.
or you could, yes, you can run around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I run around it, just kind of like on the
Go for it.
edges.
Yeah.
Is there space to stand?
You can stand there. Yeah. Yeah.
Here?
The
Okay.
little embankments are like 5 feet at most. This is
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
yeah,
Funny.
like it drops down.
So I'm just wheeling on this guy.
Okay. So is that your turn?
Yes, I can't charge it without hitting it with an attack.
Okay. Next up is a little creature. There's 2 left.
Okay. I will whip around from the bowl of the tree and attack with advantage on
That's
this one to the north. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely hits.
12 piercing.
That one shatters and falls into.
Great. And then turning around, going for the other one. Which is not an advantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll that because I rolled both of them. Okay. 11.
That just misses.
Okay.
Flying past. Okay, the final one here. You were right up on it, Lovelace, so it's going to slash out with its claws towards you.
It does have advantage.
It has advantage. Okay, great. I'd love to hear it. 21.
That's a hit.
Come on, Lovelace, fail your con save.
I will not.
You only take 3 points of piercing. Reduced
Excuse
to
me,
1.
1 point.
But I do need you to make that con save as it slashes into you.
No, I will never fail this con save.
Okay.
Ever, ever, ever.
That is such hubris.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you make it. You make it. All right. The Vine Blight is dead, and that takes us all the way back to you, Lovelace. You have this one final blight there with you.
Okay, short swords out.
Mm-hmm.
Murder, murder, murder. That's a crit and a 20 and a 13 to hit.
So with that, you just
Well,
easily.
does the 13 hit?
uh,
I just wanted.
the 13 does hit. You easily just carve into this thing, dealing 29 points of damage. You just complete 34.
34 because I get to re-roll one.
Oh my goodness! So the blight is just eviscerated and goo goes spraying everywhere. Yeah, that was amazing. And it just collapses on the ground at your feet. It is destroyed. There appears to be no other blights in the immediate vicinity. You do hear off further in the woods. What do you both do?
Don't like that.
I think we should leave the woods, little creature.
No. I'm gonna go dive into the tree that I saw the first one like reaching into.
Okay.
I want to like follow that down. Like what did it do? What happened?
You scamper over to the tree, and you see where there's kind of like a almost like a drill, like a burrow into the tree where it had shot its vines into. Make a perception check.
No. 7.
Yeah, I mean it's a hole in the tree, and this tree is brittle and dead. Like you don't sense anything from it.
Stick my hand down in there if I can.
It's like
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah. It's not like a big armhole. It's like a small point of contact that it made. Lovelace, what do you do though? You hear that clicking off in the woods, further away.
This little creature. The source of this is further south. It makes no sense to just be here and get swarmed by these things.
You're right. I don't like leaving.
You should try it sometime. It's not that bad. Hey, what'd you say about giving up? Yeah, it feels not great, does it?
Well, we're doing something.
As you're saying this, you hear the sound of brush moving, and looking in the direction of the source, you see more of these blights moving through the forest, kind of jerking their heads around. You do notice, like one of the ones made of these tendrils and vines, as it's moving, it seems to be kind of jerking and not moving as quickly. And you see like pieces of that kind of fleshy tendril bits sort of like sloughing off of it and falling into the mulch at its feet as it's trying to lurch through the forest. But these creatures are moving towards you, and as we're approaching 9 o'clock here, I just want to know, what are both of you doing? Are you going to turn and face them, or are you going to run? Are you going to try to hide? Or something else?
We should go figure out what's going on with the well. Or we should hide and rest.
Well, let's figure it out away from these things. Lovelace like walks over to the one that she killed with the javelin. It's like, let's get out of here. We can outrun them.
Okay.
Hop on.
And we'll climb on her back.
Okay. And you start to gallop through the brush away from these things that are moving and lurching through the forest towards you. Is where we will end tonight's session as you go galloping off into this blighted forest. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight, and thank you for bearing with the technical difficulties there at the beginning. Yeah, but we made it. We made it through.
I was so sure that things were going to go real bad in that well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Getting swallowed by things is always a little scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
There were lots of teeth. I didn't die this time. And I had a cool helmet.
All right. Well, with that though, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.